Well, hey everybody, welcome to our hangout to talk about the final Pixar Coco trailer that has launched today.
Yes.
2 minutes and how many seconds?
10 seconds? 2 minutes and 11 seconds?
I'm just going to go right to it, but 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yes.
Look at that.
Like
right
a pro.
On. So, yes. So we are excited to talk about it. We're, of course, going to break down some different moments from it. I've got everything from looking at glitter painted in the background to bigger moments. Obviously, I'll ask the question up front as far as, well, hello, I'll welcome everybody in the chat. I see Yvonne Gamer, 25, Pixar fan forever, Mr. Pete Shenton. Thanks for sticking with us all the way from the UK.
Yeah, he's staying up pretty late tonight.
Yeah, so very cool. Benny 92. I'm sure we've got a couple others that are in here as well. So yes, so Isael Prado, always out there as well. So do a quick sound check as far as if everybody can hear us okay. Give us a little thumbs up, looking good. Paulina's joining us. Hello, Paulina.
Oh, hi.
Great to have you on. So what we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, talk about the trailer. We're actually going to
I was like, we put these on. I was like, I don't think we need these in.
It was more just to make sure everything sounded okay and looked good. So yeah, if all sounds good, let us know. If not, go ahead and let us know over there. But essentially what we're going to do, Dan is actually, Dan the Pixar fan, one of our usual guests. He's actually going to be seeing the film pretty soon, and he didn't want to spoil it as far as in his mind by watching the final trailer.
Yeah, he didn't want to watch the final trailer, so we were thinking about having him on, but we're going to be talking about the trailer, and we don't want to ruin it for him. So we're like, oh, sorry, Dan, next time.
Exactly, yeah. And then a couple other folks just had other arrangements. A couple other people were working. A couple other people are just like also not wanting to spoil it. So we're good. We are ready to talk about it. We've got some good things to talk about. Obviously, if you have any questions, comments, we definitely want to hear them in the comments if you're watching this directly on YouTube. Or, of course, you can also send us a message through Twitter, just at the Pixar post. If you're going to message us there, we'd also be monitoring. Usually we have our, we'll call this one hashtag Pixar post or Coco final PP is what we'll call this one. So if you want to use that hashtag, if you don't want to tag us directly as well. But anyways, what do you say we start talking about it?
Yes. Okay, first off.
Fernando, hello as well, by the way.
I was shocked at how long the trailer was today.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, what shocked you?
I don't know. I thought it was just going to be slightly over. I thought it was going to be slightly longer than a TV spot, but less than like a trailer. I thought it was going to be like minute 20.
I thought it
minute 25.
I thought it would be between 2 and 2:30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because it's the final trailer, and usually the final trailers are a little longer.
I don't know. I thought I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
No problem.
But
there.
I was shocked at how long it was. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yes, so Gato, no, you just joined, and no, you didn't really miss anything. We're just giving our initial reactions, just talking about it from there.
We haven't even given our initial reactions. You haven't missed anything.
Yes, and I will also point out, so Isael Prado has pointed out a very good point. If you happened to have seen the movie, and or if you're watching this and you have thoughts on something that you're saying, oh, I know this, or I want to spoil it, he is agreeing, and I'm agreeing, Julie's agreeing, we're all agreeing, do not spoil this movie.
Don't say anything.
Because clearly this is new uncharted territories as far as the fact that it's released outside of the US, and some other regions in Mexico have already seen this. So if you're happy to be joining us from one of those, or you've seen it,
and there's been,
congrats.
Yeah, some people who work for Disney have seen it. They've had like cast member screenings. So if you're a cast member, don't say anything in our chat.
Yes, we just don't want to spoil anything for anybody else. But of course, we're going to talk about the trailer. We're going to talk about some things in there too, some Easter eggs. So we think we may have located all the Easter eggs. We're not going to talk about the exact location. We are going to talk about 2 of them because they're seen in this trailer.
Not all the Easter eggs, but the typical Pixar Easter eggs.
The 4 standards. Yeah. As far as the Pixar ball, the Pizza Planet truck, A113, and a preview of the next film.
Yes.
There you go. So we think we found, or at least we know where those are, but we're only going to talk about 2 of them because they're in the trailer. So we're going to see that. So, and we're going to go ahead and just block some folks real quick.
Yeah.
And remove some of those.
But the trailer was really good.
Trailer was great. There's definitely a lot that's in there. I was surprised with the amount of the footage. So the first about minute had a good mix of mostly footage that we had seen and then some new stuff.
Okay, so let me talk to you about my favorite part, and it was in that beginning minute footage.
Okay, yeah, perfect, because I was actually going to go there next as far as what were your overall thoughts. We usually start that way, and then what were your favorite moments?
I love the relationship between Mama Coco and Miguel. How Miguel is, doing the Mexican wrestlers, and they each have a mask on. And then he's like, I used to run like this, but now I run like this, and I'm way faster. Yeah. I love that. Now, that is a scene I previewed when I was at the studio. And it is a wonderful scene, but it just shows you how their relationship is. And it's so beautiful. I was glad to see it in the preview, and it just, I don't know if it resonated more with me seeing it in the trailer, because I'm just so excited that we're about to see the film in its entirety soon. But that was like my favorite part.
Yeah, it was a great moment. And in fact,
that first minute, because the second half, I have another one. Yeah,
exactly. So in the first, that's the first thing I said here. A few moments of children running through the street also shows how much Miguel spends time with Mama Coco, and you can really get that sense of how much he really loves her and respects her. So I thought that was really cool. In fact, Brendan, who's Pixar's biggest fan in the forum, said that is actually something that he really liked as well, that it saw a lot of Mama Coco. And you can just see it. I love the fact that, like you said, the running thing is hilarious. It's a good joke.
Okay, Anthony Gonzalez's voice, hands down. I talk about it every time. I just talked about it the other day with you. You couldn't have found someone more genuine. It's just, I don't know. I just feel it. I feel that he's Miguel. Like I feel it. Like I feel that is a real.
I totally agree.
I feel like Miguel is real.
I totally agree. And by the way, if you see me looking over here, I'm definitely not ignoring you. These are where the comments are. So, Zamina, hello.
Would you just listen to me?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just ignoring you. We saw, hey, Esther, how are you? Glad that you could join us and talk about it as well. Isael Prado asking, and I always say the full name on that one, asking us if we celebrated the Day of the Dead. So we'll talk about this in actually just a minute, because we definitely did, but it's something that I wanted to talk about too. And then Paulina says she agrees with you. That part is so sweet. I just love that. The fact that he's like giving her the kisses on her cheek. You can tell that she's not moving, but he puts the little orange slice in her hand.
Yeah.
And he's going through.
Older and just quiet.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice to see that he was still having fun with her too, though. Like it wasn't like, sometimes you see the movies where the kids have to go visit the grandparents, and it's like, oh, we got to go visit grandma and grandpa, kind of thing. But he's interacting.
Yeah.
He's really.
He has a relation, like a fun relationship with her.
Yeah. So Pixar fan forever. We're definitely going to talk about that. They said what they thought was interesting was Miguel being on Pepita on the back. So we're definitely going to talk about that. So Piston Cup Productions, hello as well. Thanks for jumping in. So the one thing that I noticed about Abuelita's voice, where she says, Dia de los Muertos has begun. Dia de los Muertos has begun. I think I said that, but I think I was questioning myself. Okay. I don't want to go down this road. I don't want to open a door and say it's Pixar theory or anything like that.
Oh, man.
But how her voice sounds. Now, there are two different actresses. The Abuelita is voiced by Renee Victor, but it sounds a little bit like the witch from Brave, where she's like, Dia de los Muertos has begun. And it's almost like where the witch, again, totally different actress, Dame Julie Walters, talks about the fact that, never carve where you conjure. It just, there's a little bit of a similarity there. And at I'll flip right to the very end where she's throwing her shoe at Dante in the alley, how her body walks. They have the same stature. They're like that real short, stocky lady, and they have that same type of stature when they're walking too. So I can't not see the witch from Brave, but I do not want to open any doors here about it being the theory or anything, because I'm not going there. But anyways, just wanted to at least point that out because I couldn't not hear it after I watched it a couple times through.
Oh, interesting. I did not get that.
Well, that's cool. That's good. So we'll start talking about some more of these too, but we'll be interested. Let us know. Obviously, Pixar Fan Forever wrote theirs. Let us know what your favorite moments are in the comments as well. Riley, hello. You missed the trailer today. Haven't seen it. Well, you should definitely check it out.
Oh yeah.
You've got
lots of new footage.
You've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Go check it out. We'll wait for you. All right. So
let's get to it.
Yes. You want to share some of the footage? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start sharing some of these, and we'll go through here. I'm going to show this again. When we share this, it doesn't have any audio that attributes to it, but what we do want to do is at least show some of the visuals and talk through it here. So I'm going to play this on a very special day. Really cool with just showing the kids in the land of the living, dressed up as if they are going towards the land of the dead, right outside the Rivera business, and they've got their sparklers, and they're running through the streets. Cool from the effects team too.
Right. Excellent. Well, and the smoke off the sparklers too.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then Isael says, my favorite shot is when they're entering the Marigold Bridge. Yes, we'll definitely talk about that. That ugly guy says, hello, everyone. I assume you're not, so hello. I'm glad you didn't miss the stream either. So moving forward a little bit, we get to see some more footage.
Miguel's family, his extended family.
Yep, absolutely. Some of his extended family. We get to see more of the town itself, so that's cool.
I believe that was his uncle and his cousin. His aunt, like the high bun.
Okay, yeah. You get to see the cool steam coming off of the table, the cat jumping up, great colors. Okay, so I'm going to go back here because Pete mentions that he says, is this a potential love interest for Miguel?
It is his cousin.
Yeah, well, I guess if you want to say that.
Oh, oops.
Well, no, it's not necessarily.
It's a family member.
It's a family member. There you go. So Pete says, yeah, his cousin. So, yeah, absolutely. And Riley, thanks for watching the trailer simultaneously there. The sparkle things are bengalas in Spanish. Cool. Yeah. So, you know what's funny, though? I will say the first time I saw her in the grumpy look, I didn't think so. But when she gives him this look with the eyebrows up and the smile, my brain went there for a quick second, even though I knew it wasn't.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. All right. So we've got just good staging. You got people in the background there, good atmosphere. The sweet moment that we had seen before where he gives Mama Coco a kiss, holding her hand. And then this part that you talked about.
Yeah, the wrestling part.
Yeah. Hilarious with the underwear on the outside, too.
I know.
Goofy kids.
I just like that he gave her one. I just think it's just really sweet.
It is. It's just, it warms your heart.
And here's the orange scene that you were talking about.
Yeah, where he gives her jumps back, catches it. She's got that.
And this part is genius.
Yep. So the way he's like jumping, and then now I run like this, and I'm so much faster. It reminds me of, I'm just going to stop it. It reminds me of, and this is where I love like how Pixar gets these things right about being a kid and the experiences you have. I remember I would come home, and I know it's different because he's talking to his great-great-grandmother, and I'm going to tell a story about my mom just when I used to tell her, but I would ride my bike down this big hill in our neighborhood. And it's just stuff kids do, exactly how he would do that. And I remember I would put my head way down, and I would like tilt my neck so that way it would be as angled as it could. And I would tell her like, oh my God, I went so much faster because I put my head down and I was holding the handlebars and I put my fingers like real, like, you know, just barely like this. I was trying everything I could. I brought my toes at a level, and it's funny because that's really what kids do. They talk about that kind of stuff. And that's what makes, you know, when people connect all these movies, it has those real life connections. That makes it relatable.
Yeah, I used to climb trees. So I'd be like, oh, I climbed this one all the way to the top. That big one down the street. I climbed it. I'd be covered in sap. My hair would be all sticky with sap. I'd be like, I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't really a running kid.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. You climbed trees. That's where you're more like Merida.
Yeah.
That's, you know, climbing the Firefalls. Had to think of it there. So Pixar fan forever. I wonder why it's called Coco. Well, you're gonna have to find out. It's interesting to see Miguel in a different outfit. So that's kind of cool. I love that running part. That's me even now. So yes.
I feel like that's going to be our son.
Oh, for sure.
Our son, that's all he does is run.
Yes. Yeah, without a doubt.
I feel like that's going to be him one day. Well, I used to run like this, Mom. No, I run like this, and I'm super fast. I know, it was you last week.
Mm-hmm. And Benny92 says, we all have Disney princesses within us.
Yeah, we do.
There you go. So will we practice Spanish one day so we can understand what they say? Okay, so we actually, I took Spanish in high school, but unfortunately, that was a long time ago. We're talking like almost 20 years ago. Don't tell anybody. But
I'm not far behind you.
It was 20
I took
years
French.
Ago. Yeah, I took Spanish, but unfortunately,
You're
most
over
of it
20 years ago in high school.
Shh, we don't need to talk about it, right? But yeah, I'd love to pick it up and learn some more. And I'll tell you that. All right, so let's go back to the question of, did we celebrate Dia de los Muertos? And we absolutely did. It is because of this movie that we did. I had heard of it. I had seen other movies. Of course, the comparisons to Book of Life, we've seen that. Mm-hmm. None of it inspired us. This was the movie that inspired us to actually learn more, try to respect more, and feel more about the holiday. And I mean, no surprise that Pixar would do that for us, right? Mm-hmm. But we definitely did. So I knew I wanted to do this. I did not realize, because I'm also not into anything as far as like flower related or anything like that. I had no idea in Michigan, where we're at, when it's cold already, basically.
Yeah, we've had frost, so it's been like 20 degrees here already.
Yeah, so I had no idea how difficult it was to find marigold flowers, or technically you didn't know how difficult it was. I had told her that I wanted to do this.
He wanted to make a frenda and a frenda, so we made one, but we needed to have marigolds. And he had mentioned this, and I was like, I have a feeling this is going to be hard. So I scoured from like here, I think from here to like 80 miles looking for marigolds. And basically every greenhouse I talked to, I called like wedding florists, like, you know, because we live in the Detroit area. So there's lots of like, you know, big companies that do like big events. And I'm like, do you guys have marigolds? I need marigolds. And they're just kind of like, sweetheart, this is Michigan. It's done. Yeah. And I mean, I went to Joanne Fabrics. I went to Michael's looking for artificial ones.
Even fake ones, right?
Yeah. And they're like, no, they're mums. And I'm like, it can't be a mum.
Right, it has to be
I'm
a
like,
marigold.
and I wanted ones that were living. So unbeknownst to me, I went to the last greenhouse I went to was one that is less than a mile away from our house.
Isn't it always the closest one?
And it was the smallest one, and I just went there on a whim, and the woman said, I have some in my yard. Some have been, you know, kind of shriveled from the frost, but I'll bring them in. You pick them up tomorrow. I picked them up the next day, and they were perfect. Mm-hmm. So we had our marigolds, so our loved ones could pass on the Marigold Bridge to us, and we set up everything, offerings.
And I know a little bit of this is, you know, the Pixar version. It's not 100% true as far as all of the different aspects.
Yeah, no, but it was meaningful for us, especially for you. You really were passionate about this, and it was nice. It was a special celebration.
It was like it was definitely therapeutic as far as to find things around the house. My father had brought some stuff over that after I told him about it, that he wanted to share as well. So it was very special. And you know, obviously, thank you to you for going out of your way to find those flowers to make it happen for me, but then also for
next year I know I need to plant marigolds or buy them in the summer and then just keep them on hand.
We're going to plan ahead, but I'm going to tell you guys after you see this movie, because you've seen 45 minutes of the film. I read the middle grade novel, which is fantastic, by the way.
The junior novelization?
No, not the junior novelization. The middle grade novel. The story about music. Oh, I'm going to totally butcher it for a moment, but we're going to be doing our full book review of all the art of Coco and the middle grade novel, the Little Golden Book, some of the arts and crafts activity books. We're going to be doing all those soon, but I read that. And it's a tearjerker, but I was going somewhere with this and now I forgot. But it really did, I mean, I guess in general where I was coming back to, and we'll get back to the trailer here because that's what we're here to talk about. But it really meant a lot, and I think everybody that is watching this, I hope it inspires you to look differently at not only the tradition of Dia de los Muertos, but also just about other cultures and what you can learn, and it definitely has done that for me.
Well, it kind of gives you that connection to a loved one who's moved on. Mm-hmm. They're not really gone; they'll come back, and it kind of holds that connection, and that's kind of what we have taken from it. And especially as we've learned more and more about this film, even before I went to Pixar, when we were just learning, we were like, "Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's something that we're going to we'd like to incorporate, but do it properly. This isn't like a Halloween event." And that's the main thing.
And we're still learning ourselves. Mm-hmm. There's things that we said next year we're going to do differently. We're going to amp it up even more.
Yeah, but it's a special celebration for your loved one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's very nice.
Or ones.
Yeah. So I'll go back. So Esther, who's in the chat, just switching gears a little bit so I can lighten myself up a little bit here. But Esther is mentioning that Danny, her husband, Ariaga, who's actually works at Pixar and did a lot of the character design, had our son Adriel come in to the studio 3 different times to take photos for Miguel's reference. Miguel's mole above his lip comes directly from Adriel.
And I knew that, and because he talked about it at Pixar and in our discussion and stuff, and he fought for having the gap.
Oh, in
the dimples, in the one dimple. I'm sorry, it's not 2; it's just the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, because I've seen a photo of their son. Adriel and Miguel.
A lot of similarities.
Yes, and that's incredible.
Yeah, the Art of Coco book actually has some of the pictures in there, and it's really neat. I like the fact that not only the mole, so it's because there was one of the things that I'd heard early on when I was actually at the Pixar Masterclass, the animation Masterclass that we did in 2012. There was Matt Lunn was talking about the fact that John Lasseter was big on variation. You didn't want symmetry and everything. So, that creates an asymmetry, which is good. The one dimple creates another asymmetry, which is good. The gap in the teeth is not the standard right in the middle. It's off to the side a little bit. There's so many good things about how he's designed because it feels so much more real, not being perfect or symmetrical or anything like that.
Yeah, and with the teeth, I just think of he's an adolescent boy. His teeth are still
they're still growing and coming in, moving around.
Yeah, but
or you could be an adult like me and have a snaggletooth anyways. So, anyways, that's a great fun fact for sure.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Some people are talking about the Frozen short, so we're going to talk about that as well. Paulina, thanks for the note about saying it's special as far as all the work she put in for setting up our Ofrenda and everything. All right, so let's talk about some more of these. Diego and Friends is saying that they love Coco. I cried so much. So I think that's going to be a common trend. We are going to try to do the interviews outside of the theater for people when they're coming out and try to get some more audience reactions like we've done in the past.
We already have some in the works, and we've done this for quite a few films. We did a big one for MU where we got.
Well, that was because they did like the college pre-screening and all
that. Yeah, we got like
stuff.
Theater goer reactions. We love that, and I think we did one for Inside Out too. But this is definitely a film.
Because people were crying about Bing Bong.
Yeah, it's definitely a film that we're gonna do the theater goer reactions.
Right. So let's talk about some more of these. Benny92 is talking about they love the dog, so we're actually going to see there's Dante right there. And this is all, that part was revealed in the Dante's lunch short.
And this has been in a clip.
Yep. These little fast cuts right here. He looks like somebody. I can't figure out who he looks like. I mean, like in real life.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. But have some more. Perfect. The great lights, we've talked about that. And this is where she says Dia de los Muertos has begun. Okay, so this is the shot that already has been said is a gorgeous one. And this is a different angle than we have seen before.
It is.
That's actually really cool too. Dexfer is saying Dante's the best, trust me. Yeah, it sounds like you may have seen it, so that's good. Just don't spoil anything because he is super cool. But yeah, I mean, that's another angle from what we had seen before. What I didn't realize in the wider shots that we had seen is this is actually a lot more almost structured than I thought it would be on the edges, which is kind of neat. And it's almost like there's a defined line as far as where it kind of ends, and then you see some of the spill off. So that's actually kind of cool, because usually when I saw it from the other side, it looked less structured. So I was like, how are they walking on it but not falling through? But when you see it from this angle, it gives it a little bit more of that.
Yeah, like the sets department wanted it more angular.
Okay, so.
And I like this.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Where did we see? Isael says, I think that's the Pixar tree. Like as far
the
as,
Bugs Life tree.
Yeah, the Bugs Life tree.
No, go forward. Right there.
Oh. Is it, what do you guys think?
I don't know.
So back here, I feel like it's a little too angled. I know it is angled, but that's a good call out. I like that. It maybe feels a little, I don't know. I'm going to do a comparison later. See if I can pull that up.
But this next scene where
and somebody, a couple of Pete Shetton saying that's the Bugs Life tree. That ugly guy says, nice catch. So, I like it.
I'll pull it up on my phone in just a second. But this next scene.
Okay, hang on a second here.
Right there, where they're dancing. Yes. I love that.
Okay.
I love that they're celebrating. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, you're right.
I love that they moved on, but they're celebrating too. They're having fun. They're joyful.
Right.
It's not sad.
Right. And Pete, you're going to watch a Bugs Life after the stream. I think you need to go to sleep. And Forever Pixar Girl says, I really hope the Frozen short doesn't cause any confusion among the Coco audience. We'll talk about that at the end. There's been feedback so far that some people enjoy it, some people don't. But all in all, it sounds like it's going to be a limited engagement anyways, so it'll only be for a couple weeks. Aha. Okay, so so Julie did look up the tree real quick, which was right here again. And just doing a quick comparison.
Doesn't appear to be.
Doesn't look like it too much, unless it's a different season. Wait,
but that it goes up though.
Here, hang on a second. Here's one.
No,
it looks like it's a little bit of a different tree. Darn it.
Yeah.
It's not as angular. Okay,
good thought though.
It is a good thought. It was a really good thought because I had not even sort of thought of that one. Okay, so we've got Miguel going and playing here. And then
Yalabrijes,
correct. Yes, I hope we're better at pronouncing.
I know
the pronunciation.
And this is where you can see Pepita.
Yeah. So what I wanted to know here, clearly this is a Pepita-ish type figure. So I'm going to come back here and stop sharing for a second, because what it made me think though is that, did someone design this by chance? I can't buy that. It feels like it has to be some type of, I don't think it's necessarily Pepita in that form as far as the Elabrite right there. I think it's actually Pepita just as foreshadowing.
But it's a wooden.
Yeah.
It's an actual wooden.
Correct. I don't think it's.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's the actual Pepita.
Oh, no. I don't think so either.
Well, I didn't know if it was like, like it's kind of like there's like I don't know, some other things where it's like it's a stationary figure, but it's spying on you, watching you in your life.
No, I think it's made of wood from Oaxaca. It's like a
right. Yeah. So I think that it's foreshadowing, but didn't know if you guys had any thoughts on that as well with the Pepita out there.
There's a couple different characters on there. It kind of looked like there was like a couple like sharks or whale sharks. One kind of looked like Destiny, but I think I might be, grasping at straws for that.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
saw that one too. I didn't necessarily think so, but it has the white dots, but a lot they do in nature.
Yeah, and there's and then there's another Pepita figure, but it's different colors. It's different coloring.
Right,
I know
smaller one.
Yeah, I know they reuse things. And then I was looking for, okay, so we know in The Incredibles there's going to be a raccoon character, so I was kind of looking to see if there was an Alebrije that was a raccoon-ish character.
Exactly.
Because I think that would have been like a really, because how they hid Hank in The Good Time, it was really hard. I thought, okay, maybe they hid this raccoon character, but I didn't really.
And that's what Forever Pixar Girl was saying in the comments. If we're talking about Easter eggs right now, wouldn't there be one for Incredibles 2? I have a theory about that. Do we want to talk Easter eggs right this minute?
No,
let's wait till we get going. Right. But I have a theory about that. I actually don't think there's going to be one for Incredibles 2 in here.
Yeah, I don't either.
But you're right. I also looked for like the raccoon, because didn't the last hangout we said that somebody had said, was it Dan or somebody that said they thought it might be the raccoon, because that would be an interesting way to kind of hide it. And then so somebody else also pointed out the Destiny one. So let me just go back to that real quick and see if we can.
Yeah, because there's also an orange one too.
Yeah, so like right in this area, I'll move this off here.
Because there's two. There's a big one, then there's like a smaller one.
Yeah, it very well might be. I mean, we'd have to see. Yeah, a couple other people are saying it too. Pixar Fan Forever saying they found an Easter egg from Cars 3. I have not seen that. At least I don't think I've found one from Cars 3. I know the Easter egg to Coco from Cars 3.
Right.
With Santa Cecilia, where they show the town. But I haven't seen another one. But anyways, Pepita here is one to definitely call out. Not necessarily an Easter egg, but
no,
like I said, more foreshadowing.
You're right.
And then Gerald. I can't not see Gerald, but he is his own character. It's clearly, if you know more of the story, he's his own character. Yeah. And he definitely is more than Gerald is. But really, really funny. And Cars 3, I found the guitar when they're singing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's on the back wall. When Peach, something in the band Peach is singing. Glory Days. Pin. Yeah, the cotter pin bar. So that's great how he comes out goofy and then whoop, goes to like, the normal Zolo type dog.
Xolo,
perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Keeping it real.
Xolo Quincy or something like that.
Yes. Okay, so Pixar Fan Forever. It's where the kid in the Dante's lunch, something in his hand and drops it. He's wearing Lightning McQueen shoes. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Yes, Corn Boy, as they call him. Yes, he is wearing those shoes. Okay, so we've seen this footage before.
But that's technically Dante's lunch, not Coco.
Correct, which is not in this. So then we get to see some new footage of Hector being able to throw his head off, spin it, goof around, his eyes kind of flopping in his head there.
Now we've seen this next scene before.
Yep.
And this is where A113 is.
Right, so that's on that door there. So A113, one of the Easter eggs, the Department of Family Grievances. And Tech One is actually chiming in saying Nemo isn't in that shot. It's in another video that shows off the other end of the table. Yes, absolutely. We do have. I'll come back for this real quick. We do have in our forum, so it's just forum.pixarpost.com, or just go to pixarpost.com and click on the forum button. There is an Easter eggs topic that's in there as well. A thread, thank you, that's out there as well. So if you want to see any of the ones that we've spotted so far, or other people have, you can certainly do that as well. But yeah, that A113 was there on the door.
The Pixar ball is in this one.
The Pixar ball is coming, yes. All right, so let's play this. We've seen that shot before. This is where you get to see the fun separation of the bones in his neck.
It's like a, squash and stretch.
Yeah, but you can see through it, and yet
it's
still
like a weird. I don't even know
form.
if you call it squash and stretch. It's just so.
Right.
It's clever.
Yeah. Somebody says, I wonder if Hank is in here. You never know. Okay, so this shot, take the words off of here, Disney and Pixar present, and I want that to be a painting, a mural, a wallpaper, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
All over our house.
I want that to be a glowing wall in our house.
Yes.
It is beautiful.
It is absolutely awesome.
Harley Jessup, Chris Bernaldi, Daniel Feinberg.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And
team,
all of their entire teams did an amazing job.
Yeah.
The atmosphere, the lights.
Yep. I feel like when Danielle Feinberg does her talks about WALL-E and how the mist transfers off and all these other things, like
this is very WALL-E.
The scope of the world,
yeah.
So I wrote, what a shot, way more jewel tones. So like all these bright colors like this. What I wrote down is, because we just got back from Disney World not too long ago, is that it reminds me of like the gems in Snow White, like as far as like in the mine train, the Seven Dwarfs mine train ride, like when you're in the dark and all those jewel tones are just glowing and it's just like, it's so cool. But the other thing I thought of here, what are the chances that any of these structures or houses, do you think they snuck in one of them that is a design of a house, like Andy's house from Toy Story or the Uzma Kappa house from Monsters University, something like that? Did they sneak any of those structures in here?
Possibly.
I really want to know. But I love it. Anytime, to me, I'm a sucker, anytime you get golds and purples and all these other colors together like this that are in this bluey, purple, gold, rose color, it's Ratatouille, but the saturation's pumped way up. And I love that.
Yes, like you have the lo-fi filter on Instagram on it.
Yeah, exactly. Getting fancy on us here. And then other people are saying the lights are reminding them, Pixar Fan Forever saying the lights from Tokyo and Cars 2. Absolutely. It definitely has that bright, vibrant, glowing feel as well. Okay, so then we get here. And this is one of the things, it might be a passing scene. It's like less than a second, but I wanted to talk about it. So there's a couple things that are crazy. Watch the animation of the guitar player twirling the drumstick.
Yeah.
Up here. So I love that.
Fun fact, I had boots just like that.
You did, like Kiss boots. Yeah, you absolutely did.
And I wore them quite often.
Yeah, you did.
Actually, I think mine were a little taller. Mine were exactly 12 inches tall, platform.
Yeah, they were big.
I'm a unique individual.
Oh, okay. So the other thing I want to talk about here, though, because I love it, is look around the skull here. So like in some of the designing, and you can feel the layers of paint.
Yes.
Like you can feel the sparkle and the glitter.
Well, you can see the spray paint, the drips.
Yeah.
Right next to the mohawk. Right there.
Oh, right here.
Right there.
Yep. Yeah. So you can see that, but you can see they did the white first. You can almost see like the drawing, tracing lines. Like we're gonna draw the eye line here. You can see they painted that up. You've got this. And I also love, I'm gonna have to move it, but like in this area, right at the bottom of the jaw, you can see it gets like sloppy painting. And then you can see some of the raw wood under there. I absolutely love this. Fun fact, a scapula. What is that?
I don't know.
I happened to look it up. So
I meant to.
Scapula is, and tell me this is not like, these guys look like they're a pretty hard rock band here. So I wrote it down here. It is shoulder blade. It is the technical term for a shoulder blade.
Oh.
So now that shoulder blade why is there a band, like a heavy metal band, that's already not called shoulder blade? That's great.
That's great.
The scapula. So
interesting.
I really thought that was fun. So actually see two skulls. Is it the raccoon? So people are talking about this raccoon now. We got to go here. All right. So let's go back to this. I love that scene. I love that the layers that they put into it. The art department, the sets department, amazing. Okay, so let me make sure I got that. Also the drummer. I don't think I've ever seen a drummer that has the hi-hat. He's a lefty drummer, evidently, with the hi-hat over here, and then the snare all the way over here.
No.
So that's all right, though. It doesn't need to mirror reality. It's animation. Great shot of Pepita chasing after Miguel. We've seen that. We've seen this. And yet here we are.
We've seen this scene.
Oh, yeah. This is a cool one. I love Dante up here again with his smile, and Hector.
I love Hector.
I know, Hector's so cool. I love how his bones even look like they have like duct tape on them.
They do.
Like he's all being held together.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the paint and everything is faded more from him. And you're right, Pete. There's a skull and that amplifier back on that other one as well. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. It's a silly shot that you're going to stop and talk about it. But lighting.
Mm-hmm.
This looks absolutely real.
Right.
I love up in here the details in the skull. You can see like chipping, scratches, the texture of the bone.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it's awesome that sunglasses, not redesigned, they're still hanging on with the earpieces.
Yep.
And yet the nose too. It's like the accountant guy. He takes that piece of tape and tapes it up so that way they don't fall down. So yeah, I just thought that was a cool shot. So these guys dropped their mugs. None of them broke. All right. Getting picky.
Yeah.
Cool action there. The fun gags where he gets to, back there. Okay, so more. Okay, I want to know how the effects team did this, and I want to know how this all came together. So you've got, obviously, the effects team doing the blue flames here, how that's being blown.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to know, where did the butterflies come from? Were they a crowd animation? Were they, they're certainly not individual animation. Was this effects team still? And by chance, do we think that those are monarchs, since those are also potentially tied to...
I was thinking the same thing, that they were monarchs, because we just talked about this.
Yeah. So, yes, another fun fact which kind of led me to this, I had, in my 3rd grade or 4th grade class, we had gotten monarch caterpillars from a local train track that had a plant that had them on them. Got them all the way through the chrysalis form, they hatched, and then all the way through a monarch, and we released them. So it was really kind of cool. All these things I feel were leading me to learn more and do more about Dia de los Muertos. So that's really cool. Talked about that. And Diego and Friends.
Yeah, no spoilers.
No spoilers. You cannot tell who the bad guy is.
Well, there might not even be one. So
it's true. You're right. It's almost not like that, essentially. But no, do not talk about
stuff.
Swirly Straw Studios. None of those, in case we're going there. And Diego, yes.
No.
Other people are saying, please be quiet. Just say it nicer there. And he's saying, okay. So perfect. We're going to go back to our regularly scheduled program. So yeah, I want to know how that happened, because that's really cool. Somebody else said magic in the comments. Okay, so we'll go here. If we've seen this shot. Okay, okay. This crowd shot is super cool. Okay, so I have photographed and been to concerts. I photographed some EDM festivals, so dance music festivals, and done all these other things. This lady right here.
Mm-hmm. In the blue.
This is all the time at music festivals.
Yes.
Females.
Mm-hmm.
They put their head down and they clap like that. That is all the way. That is all the way female at a music festival, especially like an EDM festival. I want to know where this footage came from of them clapping. So it's pretty cool. Because I photographed.
I want to see the reference.
Yeah, I photographed that girl before. Oh, cool. So Swirly Straw Studios says, I wonder if there's a skeleton of Charles Muntz or even some of his other skeletons. That would be a cool little way to throw in a throwback. That's where he was stripped of his membership. I just noticing this over here. Okay. Okay, Diego and Friends. Now you're just getting goofy with the villainous Mama Coco. Okay, so yeah, so obviously the skullification of the world, the skulls in the pillars here, in the lights. I always love when they do those kind of things. That definitely feels, very Pixar when they theme all those different layers. There's even a little bit of theming right here in the railing. The skulls turned sideways, politely interpreted. Francisco Arroyo says we loved it. We loved it in Mexico. That's awesome. Glad to hear that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Paulina, she went down to Mexico to go see the film too.
Yeah, we actually had a couple people that actually went. They lived either in Texas, Arizona, different places where they could go across the border, and California, and they went and saw it and talked about how great it was. I wish we were closer. We would absolutely do this.
I think she took her family, her parents, to go see it.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this scene. So first off, all the details in the bricks. You've got that Mayan design and look. Very cool. The lighting, amazing. Everything about this scene, amazing. I mean, just again, I love the fact that even over here, they did that teal color, and then you can see the rust on it. And the teal and rust, always the best color combination together, because you get that bluey green with the orangey red of the rust. Always the best color combination.
One of my favorite parts in this scene is actually the little food stand in the back, how it has that fluorescent white-blue glow.
Inside of
it.
They
always have that.
You're right, like at like circuses and stuff.
Yes, the worst, well, always in those food trucks, and it's always the worst, most unflattering light ever. They had it in the hospital.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
but that's my favorite part, because that is very true to all those little food carts and food stands. I mean, that's awesome. Even though it looks like it's like a horse and carriage, but that's like that white blue lighting.
Right. Yeah, so Swirly Straw Studios is mentioning that the twins are Felipe and Oscar. Maybe that's why I had a dream about Oscar the other night. So, okay, so we should also talk about, like, what's happening here. Like, there's no way. How is he this close? I don't like this. You shouldn't be jumping on the train tracks. That's dangerous, Miguel. So, okay, so then we've got Pepita yelling. I love the fact that we get to see more of Pepita here. We've seen some other images, but really, the end of this, you get to see a ton of Pepita, and I love the glowing. You can see the fur. I love here how like the whiskers, you can see them going back.
I like her snout kind of is like kind of furrowed.
Yeah, you can still see it's crunched up a little bit. Yeah, super cool. Okay, so go forward a little bit here. We get to see again some of the sets. We get to see Hector doing more of his silly twists and turns. Okay, so then this scene. Okay, again, beautifully lit.
Amazing.
I mean, okay, and then also you got to talk about like the cloth team and everything here, as far as the team that put together all this.
Yes.
So you feel the opulence of Ernesto de la Cruz. He is rich. He is famous. You can feel that in his design, in the intricacy of it, the sparkling. I mean, think about how long this simple thing probably took to render just because of all these points of light. You can feel the silk in his tie and everything.
I mean, you can feel that other people want to be him. I mean, I want that coat.
Yeah, that's pretty darn cool. That is very cool. His belt buckle, but then just how they framed it too. Your eye goes right here. He's backlit.
Yes. The
way the bricks are, the layers of paint on it, his door, Ernesto, still everything, like a lot of spots are run down. His area is still pristine. He's still pristine. I love it. Mama Imelda going in for the slap with the shoe. Woo! Spin his head around. It's so much fun. Okay, let's talk about this.
I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, this joke has been out in one of the TV spots before. It was, I think, in one of the trailers before, too. And then Pixar fans for saying, why does she slap him? We're not going to talk about it.
Nope.
But here's what I wanted to point out with this scene. So you might think, like, okay, she's there. In the normal human world, you might just think that because you go into science class, there are these skeleton molds and all that. They put, watch when I go forward and back, in the chest, in the rib area, you're going to see breathing.
Oh, yeah.
So you see it going in and out slightly.
Yeah.
And that's to make it, it's a nice subtle way to show that this is not just a posed skeleton. this is a living skeleton, so they put light breathing in there. I know you assumed that too, but I just thought it was a nice touch. It's like, really kind of cool to show that expanding like that and then contracting. You know,
like gesture class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nude gesture class.
Exactly. And it's a cool joke because obviously I remember reading that whoever it was that came up with it, story artist, that said that, they came up with that scene. It's like, obviously why would he care? They're all skeletons, but they still have clothes on and oh God, he's embarrassed and walks off. It's great. Yeah, Pixar fan forever. His face when he sees her. Oh,
I'm not supposed to see this.
That's like
it's like still like a kid. Like
it's a gift there.
Yeah.
And then we get to see
your favorite part.
Oh my gosh, everything about this: direction, lighting, the character, the glowingness of Pepita, just awesome. I'm flipping over my page of notes. It's something that I wanted to see. Okay, this scene. We've seen him falling.
Yes.
I don't think
we've never seen
him be thrown in. Okay, I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable. I might have wondered and felt better if maybe, he fell or something rather than be thrown.
But is it weird that I want to swim in that like water? It's really pretty.
Looks awesome. Okay, so yeah, actually Swirly Shaw Studios is saying, I wonder who he left that he's reaching back behind. That is a good question. That's a great question. And you can already start to see, we've seen his hands. I haven't seen his rib cage before. So this is getting further in the film.
Right.
His sweatshirt's off, his makeup's off.
Yeah.
So this is getting good. Okay, so he falls down. We get to see he learns all about family being the most important. We get, I believe this is Papa Julio that kicks the security guard.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't say who he belongs to.
Nope. And then good old Dante. You just want to hug him.
I know. He has such kind eyes.
That's true. Especially right there.
And then they go crazy.
Yeah. So then he's like, I'm proud of my family. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. A couple things right here. What do you know? Look at that. The old Pixar ball. So we were excited to see that. So, and then Forever Pixar Girl makeup. Yeah, more like skeletal face paint disguise. You're right. So this monkey, whose Aljibre is this?
Alebrije.
Alebrije. Now you got me saying it wrong again. Not you did, but I did. Yeah, so I wonder who this is. And Lee Unkrich likes his monkeys. Is this potentially a monkey from Toy Story 3?
Maybe.
Based off of the structure?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Yeah. I wondered. It doesn't really totally look like him, but I didn't know if it was based off of it and how much he loves monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, that's his Twitter profile.
Right.
Could be.
So that's a cool Alebrije.
Alebrije, yep.
You got me down it again. It's the monkey. You want to get past that guy? You got to get past the monkey. All right. I love the fact that when the monkey approaches, look at how the light
in the sunnies,
in his sunglasses, right? The light in the sunglasses, and even just the light that's on the satin lapel on his jacket. Really cool. So that's cool. And then knocks his head off. Get to see this is like backstage in some type of structure. I also thought it was cool too when his head comes off. You can see again all the pieces of his neck spring back into place. And let's see here. So looks down, more celebrations, amazing lighting. The way the water looks, like, come on, Pixar.
This scene is very Shawshank to me.
Oh, it is a little bit, yeah.
It's like identical.
It's cool.
Shawshank Redemption is the film I'm discussing.
And we've seen this before. It still doesn't make me not laugh at it. Pepita doing her roar, and then You just gotta watch Dante
He's just
over here.
shakes.
It's the tongue flapping
eyes.
behind. Yeah, the eyes going wide. Probably not coming back perfectly through there. But, and then, so yes, she's shooing away Dante with her, shooing away with her shoe. And then throws it. Never name a street dog. They'll follow you around forever. It's just Dante. Now go get my shoe. All right, so November 22nd. Some other folks have already seen it, obviously, in the chat. But very cool. So Easter eggs, we obviously talked about the Pixar ball. We just saw that one in the scene with the monkey, the A113 on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Pizza Planet truck, we're not going to say where it is. It's not in the trailer. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
But several people have said there is no...
You can see it.
Yeah, you can see it without a doubt. So in the comments, Isael's talking about the fact that it might be Frida Kahlo is the monkey that might be for. So
and we know she's in it.
Mm-hmm, yeah, absolutely.
Her character's in it.
But Pizza Planet truck, people are saying you can't miss it. Beginning of the film, can't miss it. So just get ready for that. Future Pixar film. So we had somebody mention Incredibles 2.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yes. So again, if you want to see the screenshot that we found, and this is from February of this year, when Nick Patera did a Disney live tour of the studio, they were touring through the Coco animation section, and there was a reference to another film that was coming out, Toy Story 4. At least, well, we don't know that was the reference to the film. But
there was a Buzz and Woody pinata.
There were Buzz and Woody pinatas, and right then I said, are these references to Toy Story 4, and were these made to then be animated and in the film? So at
that time, Toy Story 4 was the follow-up film to Coco. Since then, Toy Story 4 has been pushed back, and Incredibles 2 is now next.
Right.
So that's why we don't think that there might not be an Incredibles 2 reference.
Right. Kind of wondering that myself.
I mean, there could be, but that's just kind of what
our thought not going to be there. So I think it's actually going to be Toy Story 4. Somebody did confirm that they saw a Buzz and Woody pinata. So that's a pretty cool indication. Now there's going to be, of course, more. There's going to be more references to other films.
Yeah, like The Shining. I mean, I know that there's at least 2.
Right.
But I don't know what they are, where they are. Lee, the director, did state that one of The Shining references, it was so difficult. If he wasn't told what and where it was, he wouldn't have known.
He wouldn't have even known, yeah.
So he goes, that was kind of cool that, you know.
Yeah, and Paulina is helping us narrow down. The pinatas are in the preview that you can even see at Disney's California Adventure that's going on right now.
Ooh.
So if you happen to be in California or going to Disneyland, check out that preview, and you'll be able to see them in there already too. Pretty cool. Perfect. Just seeing if there's any other comments that came through here. So what are your final thoughts here? What do you guys think? In fact, I'll even ask you guys, does this trailer, for those of you that haven't seen it yet, does it make you even more excited for the movie? And then for those that have seen it, did it make you either A, want to see it again, or B, just like think back in a positive way about the film? Was it like, oh, I love that part, or oh, I love that? Like, so what are your thoughts there?
So having seen the first 45 minutes of the film, this trailer in particular did make me more excited to see it. And I think it has to do with that first minute where I said where it showed the relationship between Miguel and Mama Coco, where he's running and he's kind of playing with her, and she, she's sitting, very statuesque, but he's still engaging with her and involving her. That made me, really excited for the film, and also just how awesome is the Land of the Dead.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. And I mean, it's a big part of the film, and I am so excited to go there on November 22nd.
Clarify, not to the Land of the Dead.
No, see
theater,
to watch it and be immersed in it,
Yeah, I am too, for sure.
What's your favorite character, do you think?
Oh man. Okay.
After this trailer.
After this trailer, Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel's. I think he's.
There's some, like you talked about with Anthony Gonzalez. His vocal work is phenomenal.
I mean, that's it.
He is the character.
I'm saying Anthony Gonzalez is Mike Wazowski, Buzz, and Woody. Awesome. Like how perfect their voices are. That is like how I feel about Miguel's voice.
I know you nailed it.
Perfect. And I mean, I probably feel that way about Hector too, but there's something about Miguel. It's just like, that is a real boy. That is a real kid. Like, I just don't even think twice about it. I think it's just so effortless. And the fact that he's singing it too. I don't know. I really, really, I'm digging Miguel.
So a couple other people's comments, they're saying that, yes, it did inspire them to want to see it. Pete, sorry about that. He's excited for the film, but the UK, they have to wait till January 19th. That's a long time.
That's a long way.
Yeah. And then Paulina, Forever Pixar Girl, I'm eagerly awaiting. Paulina says, definitely both. Got to see it in 3D now. So Lee Unkrich talked about that too, about definitely seeing it in 3D. We're going to try to catch it like we always do. We're going to
you end up seeing it in everything.
Yeah, 2D, 3D. We're going to find one that has Dolby Atmos. We're going to try to do as much as we can because you got to get all the different feelings for it and find all the different ways. Somebody said their favorite character was Hector after seeing this particular one. Yeah, favorite character, I don't know. I mean, Pepita, the glowing aspect of Pepita makes me just love her. Plus, she's like,
and the massive size, and it's a cat.
A big cat. You can't mess with big cats. I mean, who doesn't go to the zoo and want to, like, as much as they would just annihilate you, go and hug a tiger or a leopard or something like that? Like, they're so cool.
Yeah, but you say that about crocodiles and alligators too.
I do love crocodiles and alligators. I technically like alligators more than crocodiles, but crocodile is a more fun word to say.
Technicality.
Yeah. So are we going to talk about Dante Alabrije? Well, we don't know necessarily everything about his character. We know Miguel is in disguise, is potentially Dante in disguise. We're going to have to find out some more about that. If you've seen the film, don't say anything in the comments. Zamina, yes, I'm definitely going to watch it again. They're totally full of people trying to watch Coco. That's awesome to hear.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Pixar Fan Forever, I'm seeing it on Thanksgiving. Our screening is actually a little bit early, but not super early. It's a couple days before because we have a different press screening out here that we're able to go to.
16th. So
16th,
it's not too bad.
People are saying, I think Coco is going to be my favorite Pixar movie. I mean, the reviews have obviously been all stellar, and we can't wait to see. For the people that have seen it, I want to know on a 1 to 10 scale, where do you put it? So we'll do our own little Rotten Tomatoes Metacritic score real quick. So if you've seen it, just put in the number 1 through 10, 10 being best, of course. And
so they're, Coco is getting the for your consideration for Best Picture.
Yes. So yeah, just to level set again, the for your consideration, we talked about it that
I feel it's going to get it.
That it's going to win it, or they're actually going to get the nomination?
I feel like it's going to get the nomination, and my goodness gracious, do I hope it wins it.
Yeah. So they put forth Disney put forth the nomination saying, will you please consider this film for Best Picture, not just Best Animated Picture of the Year.
For the Academy Awards, for BAFTAs.
Exactly. So we know that there's some faith in it. So we've got a lot of high ratings here. So 9.5, 9.8, 9.99999, 9.7, 10 out of 10. For me, it's perfect.
Wow.
Esther says, I can't wait for your reactions. I can't wait for my reactions either. I so wish that we were seeing this with you soon.
Yeah.
Me
too.
So it just won Best Animated Film at the Hollywood Film Awards. So absolutely, Julie wrote a post about that this morning.
I did, and what's great about that is it's not even out in the United States. In the Hollywood Film Awards Society, the Hollywood Film Awards honored it.
Right.
Honored the film. It's not even.
They usually do that early, though.
But still, I think that's incredible that
That they chose that one.
That they
chose it, right?
That they chose Coco. I just think it's very important. I think it's amazing, and I just love it. I just love all this. You know, Lee keeps, you know, retweeting. Adrian and Darla, they, you know, keep retweeting all these like wonderful things that people have been saying about the film, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I think it's amazing. Especially from like hearing about it 6 years ago when it was first announced. What, 2013 D23, and everyone's like, a musical about David. What? Yeah,
there was all those rumors about whether it was going to be the first musical. Randy Newman started saying those things.
Yeah. But my goodness, is this not? I'm telling you, I told you when I came back from the studio, I said, this is going to be in my top.
I know. And so people are asking, do you think you're going to cry after watching it? I have no doubt that I am going to. There's a lot of reasons for that for me. There is no doubt. Like, I'll put money on it. I'm not going to make it halfway through probably without losing it. There's recent loss, and it is going to ring a lot more true for me. It's going to have a lot more meaning behind this film, and that's. I
already did tear up, and I saw 45 minutes. So
yeah, that's why we did the Ofrenda and wanted to learn more about all this as well. So, so yeah, it's gonna be great. So people are asking how's it gonna fare out? Cars 3 and Coco at the Oscars. Oh boy, Cars 3 has obviously its work cut out for it. Sequels tend to kind of have a little bit more trouble, especially when they're up against originals.
It's hard because Cars 3 was such a great film. I really, really liked Cars 3.
Phenomenal.
But when you put Cars 3 next to Coco, and I'm telling you, I love Cars 3.
Yeah.
But Coco is, and I don't want to say it's like unique, because I think it's special, but it's, I don't know. It's just, yeah. I don't have words for it, but it's just like, it's important.
It's important. It's special. It's emotional. It's everything. Obviously.
And I think it's great to tap into different cultures. You know, I'm really excited about it. And I think I'm really excited for this award season.
Oh, I know. Me too.
Annie Awards, everything. I'm just so excited.
I mean, let's not take away from. I want to go back to Cars. Obviously, anybody that knows me knows how much I'm obsessed with the Cars franchise as well.
My gosh, in this house, we literally have, I think, 2,000 die-cast cars.
Maybe not that many. We do have our list, and it's well over several hundred.
It's like over 1,500 cars.
Yeah, it's a lot. They're all strewn about the floor. In fact, even just slightly, just lean this way a little bit, the other way. So obviously we've got the Speedway of the South side. But I also wanted to point out, if you haven't watched our review of the Coco guitar that's down there, do that. This room's a mess. Just don't even look at it. But yeah, Cars 3, so dedicated to Paul Newman, as I'm seeing in the Pixar Fan Forever. That is a lot of die casts. I have a problem. Because
most of them are in a basement.
I love the franchise. I love the characters. I love the voicing in that movie. The details that are in the paint and how they layered and did all the different details of the base coat. They still did it like regular paint and the flex. Like, there's all the details and things that I love in that movie too. But again, there's one other thing that's a slight uphill battle. Anything that basically Harley Jessup and Danielle Feinberg work on, I drool.
You do.
And I have a big problem with, because there's something about, I love a lot of other artists. Jay Schuster, don't even get me started.
Fellow Michigander, went to school right down the road. Yeah.
Great guy, great artist, amazing what he can come up with. Wally Designs, all these other things, industrial, create. Bob Pauly. I mean, there's amazing people that are behind Cars too. I don't want to take that away. I don't want to take it away.
Yeah, no.
But there's something about Harley Jessup's work. There's something about what Danielle Feinberg touches that's just magic. I don't understand what it is. There's just this unspoken things that when you see them, you feel them. And it's just that styling that they have. So there's a little bit of an uphill battle there for me too. But I mean, I could not have been. So we always, whenever there's the press days, we always get into arguments of who's going to go into which one. We try to share. She goes to one, I go to one. Cars was a non-negotiable.
Cars was non-negotiable.
I had to have Cars. So that's how much I also love the Cars franchise. I'll just put that out there because I was like, well, as much as I want to go to Coco, I have to be part of a Cars franchise.
I really, really wanted Coco. So it worked out.
Yeah. So
anyway. Now it's who goes to Incredibles and who goes to Toy Story 4. To be continued.
Yeah. This discussion can happen offline. No, but you're angling for some other folks too. If we get the invite, we don't ever be presumptuous that we're going to be able to get lucky enough to talk about these films with the actual filmmakers.
It's fun to dream.
Yes. Okay, so I think we pretty much have covered off what we want to cover off on, right? We've got some high ranks in the comments. By the way, this also, I got to say one more thing. It makes me so happy with all of the initial brazen, rash, harsh comments about this film when it was coming out, when trailers first started to hit. I love the about face that is happening.
Yes.
And it's like, literally, you just want to shake people and go, I told you so. You should have been more patient. All the people that are like, boycott this film because it's a ripoff of Book of Life, and don't do this and do this. And people are making all these broad statements that they would never make to your face, but online they'll say it.
Yeah.
And it's just
the social media world.
But now look at how much it's turned around. Now, obviously, it's been opened in a culture that had the most...
Which I think is very important. And I think that was an amazing move.
Yeah, we talked about it for sure.
Yeah, I know, but I think that that's very important, and I just think that says a lot about this.
It absolutely does. It shows the respect for it. It puts it out in time as far as ahead of Dia de los Muertos when that happened. It did a lot of things right, but I just love that.
I just think it's moving everything in the right direction.
Yeah, and like literally, we're so much of the original strife was against the film as far as for Disney's snafu of trying to trademark the Dia de los Muertos holiday and the titling and all that, to literally then hire those people that were your biggest outliers and then bring them into the fold and say, you know what, we were wrong. Granted, Disney did their part.
Someone made a mistake.
It's all right.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah, we've all done stupid things.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that now it was released there first too. It's like, you know what, we did this thing right. We brought on the right people. We got as many filmmakers as we could that were Latino, Latina. We had, all different cultures as well, of course, to say that. And then the all Latino, Latina cast. Like, there's so many things that they did right. As much as it pains me, and I said this before, to not be able to see it first because I want to be greedy. It makes the most sense.
Okay. That's okay.
It makes the most sense.
Want to feel that way because you're excited about it.
Yeah, it's because I'm excited about it. But it feels right. It is right. And I just love the about face. I literally want to go back, and I was this close. I had to stop myself the other day to going back to those original posts that were being culled of people's Twitter comments and go back to those people, and not in a mean way, and say, have you seen it? And what do you feel about it now? And then maybe next time, don't jump off the edge of the ship before you realize all the details and everything that's being put into this. Just step back, take a minute, soak it in, and then make your opinion.
Right.
So I can't wait to see it. We've said it a bunch of times. People are talking about Incredibles 2 trailer in the comments.
I don't think we're gonna get that till
February. Yeah, I don't think it'll be
February.
A little bit. That's just our guess, though.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. I hope the Incredibles 2 trailer won't be in the dark like Cars 3. Yeah, Cars 3 definitely came late in the game, but that's all right. They'll feel differently after walking out of the theater seeing it. Coco beats the Book of Life. I mean, obviously, we don't want to put anything down for the Book of Life either.
Yeah, no, Book of Life was enjoyable. It was just it was a love story, and this is more centered around family. So it's two different stories. But I like the stylizing of Book of Life. Yeah,
it's fun that it's like more like those wood carvings.
Yeah, it was just a different stylized version of it. But just like, I mean, I like Elf and I like Home Alone. They're two different films.
Right.
I like them for different reasons.
So, all right, I feel like we've talked about this for long enough. What do you think?
I think so.
All right, I actually technically could talk about it longer, but I don't want to bore anybody.
We will. As soon as we're done with this, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to keep talking about it and keep going on and
Now we're going to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's true. We actually do need to catch up on that.
We do.
We often talk about our other shows. We watch Curb, we watch Silicon Valley, all the way, all in on that show. So Pixar Fan Forever. Well, so we'll talk about this too. So tomorrow happens to be a great day. Just going to put it out there. It's a great day. Cars 3 comes out on Blu-ray.
And someone turns 39.
We're not going to talk about that. But yes, tomorrow happens to be my birthday, but it also happens to be the day that Cars 3 comes out on Blu-ray. And I talked about how much I love Cars 3, so come on, right?
Yeah, you're excited. We have it on digital, but we don't have it on Blu-ray yet.
Correct. So we're getting that. Getting excited to see it in 4K as well. Be able to see the first Pixar release in 4K. Gonna see all the extra juicy details.
Oh, Coco's gonna be awesome in 4K.
They better release it in 4K. Gonna put that out there.
With all those lights and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But then they're re-releasing, and my brain is freezing. Brave is getting re-released, and which other one? And what it is they're doing the re-release of where they do the new covers, where it's just a singular character on the cover, and they don't partner it or pair it with the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital. It's just the Blu-ray and the digital, so they're taking the DVD out of it. But they re-release them, and they've been re-releasing all of them, so it's down to the final ones. It's Brave and somebody will write it in there. No, Bug's Life was already done, I think.
I don't think so.
Cars 2? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Because in our library, I'm trying to feel like I've seen like all the characters.
Oh, same day as Swirly Straw Studios' birthday, turning 20 tomorrow. Happy birthday! Okay, and somebody's saying they don't prefer those covers quite as much. Isael, thank you for the happy early birthday. Cars 2.
Cars 2.
There it is.
You were right.
So yes. Happy birthday, thank you. Don't forget Olaf's Frozen Adventure. We were going to talk about that too. So real quick, some other people that have already seen it, and the reviews that we've seen from Mexico, they've said that there were some people that were like stirring in their seats, like what's going on here. Some theaters have said they started pulling it. Now it's funny, they're saying they're pulling it, but it was always labeled as a limited time engagement. We still don't know what it's going to happen in the United States, but my guess is that it's only going to be there for a couple weeks and then it'll pull out. Not sure, but it's going to be a limited time engagement as they said it. I guess every movie is technically a limited time engagement until people stop paying for it. But I think it'll only be there for a couple weeks, and I think that's happening in Mexico as well. The songs are out. Lou, people are talking about, oh, what's the next original Pixar short we're going to get? Probably going to be in front of Incredibles 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They cut Frozen short out of some of the Coco screenings. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we've been hearing.
Yep, they've been doing that. And again, I think it's really just, that's the plan. I think that was the plan. First couple weeks, pull it out. But
is there anything playing in front of it?
Good question. So once they pull it out, what's going to pull it? What's going to play in front of it?
Yeah.
What they should do if they want to get people to go back into the theater to watch it for the second time is put Coco in the first time, get all those hardcore fans that are going to see it, and then release the Incredibles 2 trailer once they take the Coco one out, and everybody's going to go see it again to see the Incredibles 2
Or they could play a tune from
Or they could play a
Partysaurus Rex.
Right. I was going to wear my What Up Fishes shirt tonight, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Partysaurus Rex. Partysaurus Rex.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, and then Incredibles 2 doesn't have the in the title, so it's just Incredibles 2. Yes, absolutely. All right. What do you think? We good?
I think we're good.
All right. Thanks again, everybody, for listening in. Vladimir, hey, didn't get a chance to say hey to you. Thanks to everybody again. Luis Garza, everybody for jumping on here. It was a real pleasure having everybody in the chat and had some good comments and feedback going back and forth. Wreck-It Ralph too short. Oh my gosh, there's so many things to talk about. We can keep going on forever. So, all right, everybody, thanks for chiming in. Like I said, if you haven't seen our review of the Coco guitar, check that out. We're going to be having lots more stuff from Coco. I filmed 3 more things in addition to the Coco guitar one that I released yesterday.
And I have 3 more big posts from my trip to Pixar Studios.
We got podcasts coming up with more interviews. The next one's going to be
Sets.
So we're going to talk about that. That's the next podcast that's going to release, if not by the end of this week.
It'll be sets, lighting, and production design.
Yep. So lots more to come. We've got so much more to talk about it. And And thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. I love it. Yeah. So anyways, thanks again, everybody. Of course, as always, be sure to stay tuned to pixarpost.com all week for the latest Pixar news. Bye-bye.